Once upon a time, there was a man named Toby, a dashing and brilliant fellow in his late 20s. He was the kind of guy every woman wanted, but his heart was won by Kemi, a stunning and brilliant, intelligent woman he met at the university. After a series of fleeting relationships, Toby finally found his match in Kemi, who was the epitome of beauty and brains and good character. Kemi came from an average family but had big dreams. She saved up her pocket money to start a business after her graduation. The couple decided on a simple introduction ceremony and a court wedding, beginning their lives together as husband and wife. Fast forward to the present, Kemi's business has flourished. She earns enough to support the family and save a little on the side. On the other hand, Toby is still job hunting, feeling disheartened that his wife is the family breadwinner. Despite this, Kemi never belittles him and continues to respect him as the head of the household. One day, the weight of unspoken word became an issue, too much for Kemi to bear. She gathered her courage and approached Toby, saying, "My husband, I think it's high time we started having kids. It's been 4 years and you haven't mentioned starting a family." Toby, caught off guard and already frustrated with his situation, replied sharply, "We can't have kids when I can't provide for us." Realizing he had hurt her, he softened and said, "I am sorry for putting you through this. Please forgive me. Give me a little more time. I promise we'll start our family, the family you have always dreamt of." Kemi nodded in agreement, understanding his struggles. One sunny morning, as Kemi prepared to open her shop, Toby was getting ready to hit the job market. Before leaving, Kemi slipped some money into Toby's hand, saying, "I know you'll need this. It's not much, but it should cover your expenses for the day." With a smile, she headed out for the door. Toby watched her go, feeling grateful but determined. He wanted to find a job and ease the burden on his wife, Kemi, who had been the one supporting the family without any complaint. Toby spent the day visiting different companies, leaving his CV and hoping for a callback. As he wearily made his way home, a car passed by and someone called out his name. "Toby!" Surprised, he turned around to see a familiar face, Rose, an old school friend. They exchanged greetings and numbers, and Rose suggested meeting up the next day to catch up, and as she was almost late for an important meeting. Excited for the opportunity, Toby agreed, and they set a time to meet. Little did he know, this unexpected encounter with Rose would ultimately bring unforeseen challenges and difficult decisions in his marriage to Kemi. Toby arrived home buzzing with excitement, hoping that Rose could get him his dream job. He was lost in thought in most parts of the night, and Kemi noticed this distraction. He brushed it off, saying he was just anxious about a job application. The next morning, Kemi prepared everything Toby needed for the day and gave him some money. Toby got ready and went to Rose's office. Upon arrival, Rose welcomed him warmly. "How are you doing?" she asked. Toby shared his struggles and how Kemi had been the one supporting him. Rose smiled, thinking, "Finally, you are within my reach." She reminisced about her past feeling for Toby and suggested they have lunch together. Toby agreed, and after finishing work, they headed for a nice restaurant. "This place is beautiful," Toby admired. Rose replied, "It could have been one of your regular spots if you hadn't made a different choice." They ordered lunch and Rose paid. She offered to drive Toby home, which he accepted, knowing that Kemi wouldn't be there. As they arrived, Rose looked around in disappointment. "So this is where you live?" she asked. Toby nodded, feeling ashamed. Rose handed him a bundle of money, which he gratefully accepted. As Toby was about to leave the car, Rose asked, "Can we meet tomorrow evening? I have something important to discuss with you." Overwhelmed by the money, Toby agreed without hesitation. That evening, he couldn't hide his joy. Having not seen such an amount in a long time, lost in his thoughts, he didn't notice Kemi returning from work and preparing supper. "Is everything all right, my husband? Did any company call you?" Kemi's question snapped Toby back into reality. He confessed no company had called, and he was just lost in deep thought. Kemi reassured him, "This won't last forever. You get a job soon. Dinner is ready." They ate and went to bed. The next morning, Kemi made breakfast and offered Toby some money, which he declined, saying a friend had given him some. In a rush, Kemi didn't ask which friend and left the money in the drawer just in case he would need it. Toby, wanting to look presentable, bought new clothes with the money Rose had given him. When it was time to meet Rose, she picked him up. As Toby approached the car, Rose's heart skipped a beat. He looked incredibly handsome in his new outfit. "I see you spent the money I gave you wisely," she remarked. Toby smiled as they drove off. Arriving at Rose's house, Toby was taken aback by the beauty. Toby asked, "Do you live here?" Rose confidently replied, "I own it." Inside, Toby admired the luxurious interior, thinking to himself, how could Rose acquire such a beautiful space so quickly? I'm sure her dad must have helped, he mused. Rose returned with 2 glasses of champagne, clearing her throat to get Toby's attention. They sat on the sofa and Toby pleaded, "Rose, I'll be grateful if you could help me with a job. I can do anything to support my family." Rose smiled and assured him she would help. She also took the opportunity to express her long-held feelings for him. "You know I love you, Toby. I have my eyes on you since university, but you chose Kemi. Let me change your life, Toby," she pleaded. Toby, feeling torn but desperate, listened intently. The weight of Rose's words kept sinking in. After Rose's suggestion, Toby was stunned. He didn't want to hurt Kemi, but couldn't pass up the chance to live his dream life. He told Rose he needed to think over it and get back to her. They had dinner. Toby offered to take a taxi home since it was late and his wife would be waiting. He declined as Rose offered to drive him home. Toby got out of taxi a bit away from his house and walked the rest of the way. As he approached, he saw Kemi sitting by the door. She ran to him worried. "What are you doing outside?" Toby asked. "My husband, I was worried. You've never been out this late before. Are you okay?" Kemi asked. Toby assured her that he was fine, and they went inside. As Kemi served the supper, she noticed his new clothes, and she asked Toby, "Where did you get them?" Toby said a friend had given them to him. After dinner, Kemi shared her thoughts. She suggested Toby stopped job hunting and join her business instead. She believed they could work more efficiently together. This suggestion angered Toby. "So you want me to be under you? You want everyone to laugh at me? You want them to say you are the one feeding me, that without you I'm not right? Toby yelled. Kemi was left wondering what she had said wrong. Toby stormed off to the bedroom. Kemi followed him, apologizing. My husband, if I had said anything that upsets you, please forgive me. I didn't mean it that way. Toby stayed silent all through the night as they went to bed. The next day, Kemi followed her usual routine. She made the food and offering Toby some money, which he declined. After she left for work, Toby called Rose asking when they could meet. Rose said she could pick him up after work. After work, Rose picked Toby up, marking the start of their intimate relationship. When it was time for Toby to go home, Rose offered him a large sum of money. When Toby asked about the job she had promised, she assured him that she was working on it and that he didn't need the job since she would provide everything he needed. Though Toby felt uneasy, he accepted because he had all he needed. When Toby got home, he found Kemi waiting for him at the door. He walked past her without saying a word. Where have you been? I was worried. I called several times. But you didn't answer, Kemi said, following him. I don't owe you an explanation. I'm fine, so stop worrying and go to bed. The next time, don't wait up for me, Toby replied, heading to the bedroom. Come and have supper. You must be tired, Kemi said, almost in tears. Toby told her he wasn't hungry and went to bed. That night, Kemi couldn't sleep. She wondered where Toby got his new clothes from and why he was coming home late. Toby has changed. God, please, provide a good job for my husband. I'm sure if he gets a job, he will be happy again, she prayed, blaming his behavior on his unemployment. The next day was the weekend. Toby got up early and started getting ready. Kemi noticed and asked where he was going since most offices were closed. She suggested they stay home and bond, given their recent rocky weeks. Toby told her he was heading out and might be late again. What's going on, Toby? Why are you treating me like this? If I've wronged you, please forgive me, Kemi pleaded. Toby looked at her scornfully. Get busy and stop making that pretty face, he said, storming out. Kemi spent the day in deep thought. Meanwhile, Toby went to Rose's place and they enjoyed some intimate moments together. For Toby, this was the life he wanted. He didn't care who got hurt. He was living his best life. Soon, he forgot about finding a job and became completely dependent on Rose. 3 months into Toby's affair with Rose, a lot had changed. He had moved into a better apartment. He had gotten a car, all thanks to Rose. But Kemi was unhappy. She couldn't understand why Toby is treating her so badly after everything they had been together. Kemi couldn't help but wonder where Toby is getting all the money he was spending. However, when she asked, he would dismiss her, saying it's none of her business. Toby had changed so much and it broke Kemi's heart. Despite this, she was determined to make her marriage work and wasn't giving up on him. For the past 6 months, Toby had been finding fault in everything Kemi did. He complained about her cooking, criticized her clothing, and also often stayed out late or didn't come home at all, claiming he was working. One sunny afternoon marked their 5th wedding anniversary. Kemi had pleaded with Toby to spend the day with her, and he had reluctantly agreed. They were lounging together when Toby suddenly glanced at his phone, his face darkening. Without a word, he stormed into the bedroom, emerged fully dressed. I need to sort out something very important at the office immediately, he said when Kemi asked if he was going out. Will you be back soon? She asked, her voice trembling with hopes. Yes, he replied curtly, before speeding off in his car. Tears welled up in Kemi's eyes as she watched him leave. It's our anniversary. I'm sure he will come back, she whispered to herself, sinking into the sofa and waiting for Toby's return. Toby rushed to Rose's place, his heart pounding with concern. What is it, my love? I came as soon as you called, he said, embracing her tightly. Rose smiled and led him to the kitchen, where she had prepared lunch. They ate together, but Toby could sense something was wrong with her. After they had finished eating, Rose took a deep breath and looked into Toby's eyes. I am pregnant, she announced. Those words hung in the air, echoing in Toby's mind as he was momentarily stunned. But then a wave of excitement washed over him. He saw this as an opportunity for a better future. This is an amazing news. We should keep the baby and start our life together, he exclaimed, his face lighting up with joy. But Rose's expression grew troubled. What is it, my love? Don't you want to keep the baby? Toby asked, concerned. I do want to have your baby, but have you forgotten you're a married man? I don't want to raise our child without a father, Rose replied, her voice tinged with sadness. Then move in with me, Toby suggested impulsively. Rose looked shocked. What about your wife? She asked. She will leave when she's tired. We can make this work, Toby assured her. Rose smiled, feeling a glimmer of hope. That's a good idea, she agreed. Come on, babe. I want to spend the night with you and our baby, Toby said playfully. Are you sure you want all that? Rose teased, smiling as they headed to the bed. Meanwhile, back at home, Kemi sat up, waiting for Toby, only to fall asleep alone. She woke up the next morning, anxiety eating her up. Toby didn't come home again. I think I have lost him completely. It's our anniversary and he couldn't even respect that, she said to herself, tears brimming in her eyes. She spent the money cleaning the house and repeatedly calling Toby, but he did not answer his phone. As noon approached, worry consumed her. Suddenly, there was a knock on the door. She opened it, only to be met with a sight that would change her life for good. Toby stood there with Rose, who had suitcases in her hands. Kemi stepped aside, allowing them to enter. She followed them into the living room, her heart pounding. This is Rose, Toby said, his voice devoid of any remorse. He's carrying my baby, and I can't let our child grow up outside my home. These words struck Kemi like a physical blow. The tears streamed down her face. Her world has been shattered in an instant. Are you joking? Kemi asked, her voice trembling. Tell me who she is and stop playing around. This joke is too expensive, she added, unsettled. Toby urged Rose to sit, and she walked gracefully past Kemi, making her way to the sofa while scanning the room. Toby, can you explain who she is? What exactly is going on here? Kemi yelled, her frustration mounting. As I said before, she has moved in. If you can't cope, you should move out. Or better still, let's get a divorce, Toby said coldly, and then walked past Kemi to Rose, asking if she would like to rest upstairs. Rose nodded, and they both headed to the bedroom, leaving Kemi standing there in shock. Kemi broke down crying and screaming in pain. Toby's words had shattered her heart, and she couldn't believe he would speak so callously to her. She sat on the sofa all day, tears streaming down her face, wondering where she had gone wrong, desperate for answers. She walked to the bedroom door and found her suitcases and clothes outside. She knocked on the door, and Toby emerged, his expression fierce. What do you want? He demanded. Toby, please don't do this to me. How can you bring another woman into our home? All I did was love you and care for you. Forgive me if I have wronged you. Please, her voice calm. Oh, care for me. Tell the world you are the one that has been providing for me. Look, woman, when you are done, move your things to the guest room, Toby said sternly. Toby, I haven't done anything wrong to you. And now another woman is having your baby, Kemi said, her voice breaking. I have no time for your tears. You just move your things or leave, Toby said as she slammed the door to her face. Kemi stood there, frozen, unable to believe the man she had hoped to build the future with was treating her this way. She moved her things to the guest room. The next day, she made breakfast for Toby, and left for work. At work, she called her friend Joy and poured her heart to her. Why didn't you tell me all this earlier? I'm sorry you've been going through this alone. At this point, things have gone bad and I think you should leave him, Joy advised. I don't want to leave my husband. I still love him. I still want to fight for us, Kemi said, tears welling up her eyes. I understand you are a good woman, but this man is taking your kindness for granted. Whatever decision you make, I am here to support you, Joy said. That evening, Kemi decided to go home early. She was shocked to find the house in disarray. Dirty plates in the sink, empty food bags on the floor, used cups, plates on the coffee table. She made her way to her room while Rose lounged in the front of the TV. Not long after, Toby came home, fuming at the sight of a Mercy house. Why is everywhere like this? He asked Rose. Kemi came back and didn't even help with the cleaning. You know I am pregnant, honey. She has to help or leave, Rose said. You are right, Toby replied, heading to Kemi's room. He banged so hard on the door, startling Kemi out of her thoughts. She opened the door and Toby demanded, why is the house so unkempt? Can't you make yourself useful? I just got back from work and I'm exhausted. Your new wife should learn how to clean up after herself, Kemi responded. Are you blind? Can't you see she's pregnant and tired? I'm sure you don't know what that means. You don't know what it means to be pregnant, Toby snapped, his words piercing Kemi's heart like an arrow. Go now and make supper. Make yourself useful and clean the house, he ordered harshly. Toby, I haven't wronged you in any way. Why are you treating me like this? I was sure about us. I would do anything for you, Kemi said with her voice breaking. Enough, Toby ordered. Just do as I say, or the door is still open, he said angrily as he left. Kemi came out of her room, tidied the whole house, made supper for Toby and Rose. The next day, she was too tired to go to work and decided to stay home. She suddenly heard a loud bang on her door. Opening it, she was met with Toby's harsh question. Where is my breakfast? I am very tired. I am not feeling well. I don't think I can make breakfast today. I just want to rest, Kemi said, turning to leave. Don't you dare walk out on me, Toby fumed. Take yourself to the kitchen and make breakfast for Rose and me. Don't you know she's pregnant? Toby asked fiercely. Toby, I am not feeling well. You can make breakfast for yourself and your new wife if you want a homemade meal, Kemi responded, her voice weak. How dare you talk back at me, Toby shouted. Go and make breakfast for us now, he stormed, leaving the room standing. Kemi sighed and made her way to the kitchen to make breakfast. For the past week, living with Toby and Rose had been unbearable. Kemi did everything around the house, but Rose intentionally made messes, and Toby always blamed Kemi. Her spirit was breaking, and she spent most of her time locked in her room, crying and praying for Toby to change. Kemi's business was suffering. She could hardly concentrate on anything. She looked unkempt and worn out. One day, after making breakfast as usual, she stayed in her room all day. When she finally came out to make some food for herself, Rose, who was lounging in front of the TV, called her, can you get me juice? And take the empty plate to the kitchen. Grab a towel and clean up this spill, Rose demanded. Kemi stared at Rose for a few seconds without saying a word. You know what, Rose? I've realized that you're a very dirty woman. You can't cook, you can't clean. What else can you do apart from getting pregnant for someone else's husband? Kemi retorted. Rose was stunned by Kemi's clapback. Having always thought she was quiet and submissive. How dare you? I'll make you leave this house today, Rose screamed, pretending to cry and calling out for Toby. Toby came running to the lounge. What is it, my love? Why are you so upset? He asked, concerned. She insulted me and pushed me. She wanted to hurt our baby, Rose lied. Toby turned fiercely to Kemi. I can't tolerate you talking back at me. But I won't stand by and watch you hurt my child. It's time for you to leave. I'm divorcing you. Pack your things, leave, and never return, he declared. Watch out for part 2.